Morning students, last class we learned that the grandfather had taken the monkey to Dehradun because he was going to Dehradun to collect his pension, isn't it? So suddenly in the train the ticket collector had found the monkey and misunderstood it as a dog and asked him to pay for the monkey. So then suddenly the Hoover started in a argument, the grandfather, and he said that he is having a tortoise also along with him, so how much he has to pay. So then the ticket collectors told him that it's not a dog, so you don't have to pay for it. Next, let us continue. When Toto was finally accepted by grandmother, he was given a comfortable home in the stable where he had for a companion the family donkey Nana. So we learned that in the beginning the grandfather did not disclose about the about monkey to the grandmother. So when she came to know about the monkey, who accepted the monkey? The grandmother accepted it, and she had given a place for the monkey in a stable. His friend was the donkey Nana. So on Tatu's first night in the stable, grandfather paid him a visit to see if he was comfortable, and during the night time the grandfather went for a round in the near the stable. To his surprise, he found Nana without apparent cause pulling at her halter, trying to keep her head as far as possible from a bundle of hay. So suddenly surprised to see the donkey was pulling his head away from the away from the bundle of hay. What is halter? Halter is the rope. Apparent cause means clear cause, without any reason why this monkey is pulling his head away from the bundle of hay. That is what who thought? The grandfather thought. Grandfather gave Nana a slap, nicely given, across her haunches. Haunches is back part of the body, and she jerked back, dragging Toto with her. She just jumped back, and who was also pulling whom also along with her? Toto also. Dragging means pulling. He had fastened onto her long ears with his sharp little teeth. So suddenly grandfather came to know that who had bitten on her ear? The Toto. That is why she was actually what was she doing? She was pulling her head away from the bundle of hay. Toto and Nano never became friends. So they used to fight among themselves. A great treat for Toto during the cold winter evenings was the large bowl of warm water given him by grandmother for his bath. There is a treat actually. The author had written it was a treat given by the grandmother. What does she give? She used to give him a warm water for taking bath. He would cunningly test the temperature with his hand, then gradually step into the bath, first one foot, then the other, as he had seen me doing, until he was into the water up to his neck. So the author is saying that the author used to touch the warmth of the water, the temperature of the water, isn't it, before taking bath. The same way, who used to imitate? Toto also used to imitate, and then he used to check the temperature of the water using his hand. Then he used to keep one foot first and then the other, and he used to sit inside the tub or something up to his neck. The water used to be there up to his neck. Once comfortable, he would take the soap in his hands for feet. Once he is very comfortably seated, then what he used to do? He used to take the soap in his hands or feet and rub himself all over. Then he, like us, isn't it? He used to apply the soap all over the body. When the water became cold, he would get out and run as quickly as he could to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. Very smart, isn't it? After taking bath, he rushed to the kitchen, and then he used to sit near the kitchen fire in order to warm himself. If anyone laughed at him during this performance, Toto's feelings would be hurt and he would refuse to go on with his bath. So if anybody is laughing at him, what will he do? He will not go for the bath. One day, Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. One day he was almost boiled, because why? How it is happened? Let us see. A large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire. to boil for tea, and Toto, finding himself with nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid. So, one day actually they kept water in the kettle for making tea. Toto was sitting just idly. What did he do? He just removed the lid of the kettle. Finding the water just warm enough for a bath, he got in. He just checked the temperature of the water. He just get inside the kettle with his head sticking out from the open kettle. His head was outside the kettle. This was just fine for a while. For a little time it was okay, but until the water began to boil. What will happen if the water started boiling? It will hurt her, isn't it? So, what happens? You just see, Toto then raised himself a little, but finding it cold outside, sat down again. So, with once it started boiling, he just tried to raise, but then he found that it is cold outside. He sat inside. He continued hopping up and down for some time. Hopping means jumping, until grandmother arrived and hauled him half boiled out of the kettle. So, who came by the time? By the time the grandmother came and he had seen who was jumping inside the kettle, the monkey was Jumble. And what did he do? He just howled at him and took him outside. Arrived and howled him. Howled him here means took out him. Half boiled out of the kettle. If there is a part of the brain especially devoted to mischief, that part was largely developed in Toto. Very sarcastically the author had written, if in our body part, any part is devoted for mischief. Mischief means naughtiness. So, this monkey has that particular portion was developed, largely developed. That is what the author had written. He was always tearing things to pieces. He had a very bad habit of tearing things. Whenever one of my aunts came near him, he made every effort to get hold of her dress and tear a hole in it. One of his aunt visited the monkey. What did the monkey do? He had made a hole in the dress of the aunt. One day at lunchtime, a large dish of pulao stood in the center of the dining table. So, during the lunch time, they kept the fried rice, isn't it? That was kept on the table. We entered the room to find Toto stuffing himself with rice. When they entered the dining hall, what did they see? They had seen the monkey was filling up in his mouth. What was with what? The rice. And my grandmother screamed. My grandmother got so wild and she shouted. And Toto threw a plate at her. The monkey picked up a plate and just threw it at her. And one of my aunts rushed forward and received a glass of water in the face. One of the aunt rushed forward to stop the monkey. What did the monkey do? He just threw the glass of water on the face. When grandfather arrived, Toto picked up the dish of pulao and made his exit through a window. When the grandfather reached there, he just carried the plate of rice and went outside through the window. We found him in the branches of jackfruit tree. And the dish still in his arms. He was carrying the dish in his hands. Then he remained there all afternoon, eating slowly through the rice, determined on finishing every grain. He was just very carefully eating each and every grain of the rice in the plate. And then in order to spite grandmother, spite means insult grandmother who had screamed at him, he threw the dish down from the tree. Purposely he threw the dish on the ground and chattered with delight when it broke into 100 of pieces. And he was so happy when he had found what was breaking. The plate was breaking into pieces. Obviously, Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long. Actually, when they found every day it is creating a problem for the family. So, they realized that it is not easy for keeping this Toto at home. Even grandfather realized that we were not well to do and could not afford the frequent loss of dishes. The dishes were thrown and it was broken. The clothes were torn, curtains were torn, the wallpaper were torn. These are all the things were done by the Toto the monkey. So, grandfather found the Tonga driver, sold Toto back to him for only 3 rupees. For how much money did the grandfather pay for this monkey? He paid, I think, 5 rupees. Now it is sold for how much? It is paid for 3 rupees. That is the end of the story. So, what is the message you are getting? The message is, one should not keep animals as pets unless one has adequate information and skill to train and handle them. However, animals thrive better in their natural habitat. So, it is better to leave them in their natural habitat. I hope you understood and read the lesson. If you have any doubts, you can contact me. Thank you. We are going to start with the grammar topic. First grammar topic is tenses. Clear? You all know tenses we learned last year also, that is in 8th standard also. Tenses we use in order to make out the time, isn't it? So tenses you all know it. Without tense it is very difficult to find out the timings. So tenses means first we have to learn the present tense. You all know present tense has different forms, that is present tense, that is the first one is simple present. Simple present. What's the format of simple present tense? Subject plus V1 form of the verb. So you know it, what is V1 form? V1 form is first form of the verb, that is he writes. If it is they, we write, they write. Clear? So we add along with the verb es, that is simple present tense. Then second one is, so what's the use of this simple present tense? Simple present tense is used in order to express habitual action or daily routine or custom, to express universal truth, to express certain fact which is true at the present time, and to express a planned future action. So many purposes we use the simple present tense. Next is the present continuous tense. Present continuous. What is the format of present continuous tense? Present continuous, that is subject plus is or are or am plus ing form of the verb. Ing form of verb. How will you write? He is writing. He is writing a letter. That is the example. Now you see, for what purpose we use the present continuous tense? Present continuous tense is used for an action happening at the time of speaking. In order to express an action that is happening at the time of speaking, or an action in progress, or a definite future plan. If you are very sure the mother is going to London tomorrow, so you are sure that she will be leaving to London tomorrow. So therefore future, in order to express this future action also, we can use which tense? Present continuous tense. The next one is the present perfect tense. What's the format of present perfect tense? Present perfect is subject plus has or have plus V3 form of the verb. What is V3 form of the verb? V3 is past participle form of the verb. V1 is present tense form, V2 is past tense form, V3 is the past participle form of the verb. How will you write this? Example, he has written a letter. Now if it is they have written a letter. So which are the occasions we use the present perfect tense? It is used to express a recently completed action, to describe a past experience, or to describe an action which began in the past and continued up to the present moment. That is, there we use the present perfect tense. Next one is the present perfect continuous tense. Present perfect continuous tense. What is the format of present perfect continuous tense? Subject plus has or have plus been plus ing form of the verb. Ing form of verb. How will you write? He has been writing. He has been writing letters. Clear now? This is present perfect continuous tense. For what purpose present perfect continuous tense is used? It is used to express an action which began in the past or an action which began in the past and has just finished but its effect is still there. Okay. For that purpose we use the present perfect continuous tense. I hope you understood. Now we are going to discuss with the past tense, because these topics we already learned in the lower class. Next, see the past tense. The same way in the present tense we have different forms of past tense also. The first one I am going to write, that is simple past. Simple past. What's the format? Subject plus V2 form. That is, he wrote a letter. He wrote a letter. For what purpose do we use the simple past tense form? Simple past tense form is used in order to express a past event or a past action or a habitual or regular action in the past, in order to show a action which is regular action but in the past, not now. For that purpose we use the past simple past. Next is past continuous tense. Past continuous, subject plus was or were plus ing form of the verb. Ing form of verb. How will you change this sentence? He was writing a letter. He was writing a letter. Now let us see what are the uses of past continuous tense. Past continuous tense is used to express an action that was in progress at some time in the past. That was going on in the past, and two or more action in progress at the same time, or an often repeated past action which was undesirable. Like she was always abusing her sister. Such things, cases we use the past continuous tense. Next is past perfect. Past perfect tense, that is subject plus had plus V3 form of the verb. What is V3 form? Past participle form of the verb. How will you change this sentence? He had written a letter. Now, which are the occasions we use the past perfect tense? Past perfect tense is used to express an action completed before another action took place. When the doctor arrived, the patient had died. Clear? In such occasions we use unfulfilled desire of the past. I wish I had won the prize. That unfulfilled desire. In order to express that, we can use the past perfect tense. Then an unfulfilled action in the past. If he had worked hard, he would have got good marks. Such cases also we use the past perfect tense. Next one is past perfect continuous tense. Format is subject plus had plus been plus ing form of the verb. How will you change? He had been writing letter. Writing a letter. So now let us see which are the occasions we use past perfect continuous tense. We use the past perfect continuous tense to express an action that had been going on for some time in the past. For example, the children had been playing since noon. An action that had been going on for some time before another action took place. Example, the child had been weeping for 15 minutes when the mother came in. So such occasions we use past perfect continuous tense. Now let us move on to future tense. This is all we learned in the last classes, 7th, 8th, 6th and all. we learned tenses. So it's a revision. Now you see the future tense. Future. Simple future. First one is simple future. How will you write? Subject plus shall or will plus V1 form of the verb. He, subject. He will write a letter. Clear? So which are the occasions we use the simple future tense? Let us see. In order to express what simple future tense we use? In order to express another thing which is likely to happen future. It is likely to happen future. We use the simple future tense. Next is future continuous tense. We can use future progressive tense. Future continuous. Subject plus shall or will plus VEB plus ing form of the verb. That is, example, he will be writing a letter. See which are the occasions we use future continuous tense? That is, we use the future continuous tense to express simple sentence like he shall be watching this. In future it can happen. To express an event that is expected to take place in the normal course. The next one is future perfect. What's the format of future perfect? That is subject plus shall or will plus have plus V3 form of the verb. That is he shall have written a letter. Generally the students used to make mistake in this format, that is future perfect tense. Future perfect tense is generally used to express an action which is expected to be completed by a certain time in future. That is, for example, if you say by the time you reach the station the train will have left. So that is the usage of future perfect tense. Next, future perfect continuous tense. Future perfect continuous. That is subject plus shall or will plus have plus been plus ing form of verb. How will you change? He shall have been writing a letter. What's the usage of this future perfect continuous tense? Future perfect continuous tense is used to express an action that will have been going on at or before some point of time in the future. In the future it may have been going on. So this is the formats of This is the formats of all the tenses. Now, what type of questions will be asked for you? One is, they will ask you to editing in the tense format, or they can ask you to write the correct form of verbs given in brackets. Editing we will do the next class. One example for the correct form of the verbs given in the brackets. How will you write? Let us begin with a small exercise. Hindu civilization still dash, here dash inside A, inside the bracket retain slash retains, retained slash will retain its continuity. Excuse me. You have to select the correct form of the verbs given in the bracket. So Hindu civilization still, what's the correct answer? Retains. Clear? So such type of questions will be asked for the exam. I hope you understood. If you have any doubts, you can contact me. Thank you.